Anyone can host competitive lobbies themselves, but in order to queue with the other competitive players, there are pickup and scrim servers available in Discord. Discord is currently the only method of queuing against others. These Discord servers are accessible through the comp button in the main menu. Heading into the scrim servers, you'll see the names of different regions. Through here, you will be automatically given an invite to the Discord server. Note that some servers have different requirements regarding different levels of account age, both in Krunker and in Discord, as well as KDR and account level to be able to play pickups. Pugs, or pickup games, are private games hosted in competitive format with players that are matched through a matchmaking system. Similar to a scrim, but instead of pre-matched teams, it's queued players that are playing against one another through a matchmaking system. Competitive pickups are managed in region-based scrim servers where player can queue up in a specific channel with the help of a matchmaking bot like PuboBot, which sorts players into teams based on their elo. Sometimes, some servers have pickup seasons where in-game currency, Discord Nitro, and real cash is rewarded to the top player of the pickup season. Similar to Pugs, scrims are private competitive matches played between two pre-made teams with entire rosters, instead of random players queued through a matchmaking system. These are considered to be the highest form of competitive play, second to tournaments. These are major events held in the Krunker competitive community involving a prize pool for the winners and the runner-ups, with small tournaments having 50,000 KR prize pools and the bigger tournaments having 150,000 KR with Nitro up for grabs. This is the highest level of competitive Krunker in which teams from one or more regions register for a tournament, often stream live on Twitch. The teams finishing at the top 3 receive in-game currency or are paid in actual money, which varies from event to event. The most prestigious tournaments are the regional weeklies organized by the official Krunker esports, which are backed by the official developers with a minimum prize pool of 1,000 USD, in which teams around the world could compete in. With this, it's important to highlight here that competitive Krunker is community competitive, mostly with competitive being run and kept alive by the community, with developer support only limited to official developer-backed esports tournaments called weeklies and the upcoming Face It for Krunker. Currently, Krunker esports or weeklies have been put on hold since the late November 2020 last year in preparation for the upcoming Face It implementation for Krunker. With upcoming officially implemented Face It matchmaking, higher tick rate servers, tournaments, and more to come. Krunker has implemented in-game features where any player could create a customizable competitive 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, or 4v4 lobby. To host a competitive game, players need to follow these steps. Click on Host Game. Select the option Comp. In here, you'll be able to customize the settings of the lobby. On here, selecting multiple maps will cycle through the maps after one match. Onto the server settings, the minute here is referring to the amount of minutes in a single round. Setting the amount of rounds will be the amount of times the match will do a reset before the match ends, which will switch the starting spawns of the team and teleport players back to their switch spawns. The slider for intermission here sets the amount of seconds for the intermissions that happen after every round. Objective time refers to the duration in minutes that each site has. Setting the amount of objective time higher than the minutes set will result in each round being locked to the first objective site. Test mode enables a class selection screen every time the main menu is open. Leave this on. Limit classes disable multiple players from having the same class. Leave this on. No draws ensure that the match wouldn't end in the same amount of points. That will keep adding 30 seconds to the round if the objective points are tied between the teams. Best of is a beta feature that resets the objective points of both teams after every round, where the team that wins the round gets a round tallied to the team's score. Instead of having more overall objective points at the end of the match, the team that has more rounds won in a best of however amount of rounds set will win the match. The other server options are pretty self-explanatory and doesn't require any special mentions. One thing to note is that every region uses a different competitive host preset from one another. So, you pretty much learned most of the things you need to know to enter competitive Krunker. Upcoming videos will touch upon topics that need to be thoroughly discussed in a full, dedicated video, such as classes and team play. Most of this information is subject to change over time due to the young and still evolving nature of the competitive scene still struggling to find its proper place. This may be cemented after the arrival of Face It matchmaking and the anti-cheat. To end the video off, here are some of the top plays by the best player of every region, as well as a few honorable mentions.
Take that side, turn your right side.
Both 1 HP. Come on, Wood, you got this.
One more. Well then, let's go!
When I close my
my god, he's mopping the floor. That's 3. That's a 4.
Oh!
Oh my god!
Yeah, I got this. It's on top of this. One more.
Pops off. This is going to be a very one-sided affair. This man is just demolishing them. This is his second or third 5-kill streak already. He's at 3,000 points, Johnny. He's almost got more points than the whole lobby put together. This man is just there's another clutch. Oh, it's just happening. Oh, Johnny, this is a YouTube just highlight reel from one man. And we're only 3 minutes into the game. This is ridiculous. He just cannot miss head.
For that push, respawns all of his team on site. Carry gets in. JC still biding his time, hiding at ramp, just like waiting for the push and baiting them out. Look at the 4K. JC Stanny.
The 3 kills, the 4 kills. They're basically solo here at the moment. And Kola! Kola gets 4!
See the rest of his team just wait. Like Cola's already going in. Zach is so
Getting
far
2
behind.
picks, 3 picks now. Nizcube just demolishing them.
Wiping.
Entire team are going to be running in behind them as well. Demise also rotating into the site as it does just like one's going to trickle in one after the other. PMV going to get caught up by 3 people real quick as Silly Jack.
It's definitely going to be a TDME point. Let's find it out. He just wall jumps up there like it was no big deal whatsoever. Revsy getting the pick on the Johnny Dermot, getting the pick on the Hop. And Revsy with the 11 kill streak. Oh my god, where did that come from? Revsy with the kill on the Jamines at last. Oh my god, he's going to be the last one on site. And he's going to get 2 more on top of that. He's going to stay alive for the duration of this site. My god, how is he doing it? He's still staying alive. 13 seconds left on this point. His teammates are just backing him up here. And he's going to get another
20 seconds left, only 300 points in it now. 20 seconds left, it's down to this one push. Wingman goes flying in. Revsy goes flying in as well. CJ's going to line. CJ Scully
Let's
popping
go!
off. CJ Scully,
Oh my
man.